What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be making mini cakes. So I happen to have a rose cupcake pan. It's like for cupcakes but also not. It's really weird, but I happen to have it, so I'm going to be using that. If you have a muffin pan or a cupcake pan, they are perfect. You can put your cakes in there. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. You can follow along and bake this recipe if you would like to, or you can of course just watch it for entertainment or just fun. So let's hop into the baking time. So the things that you will need for this recipe will be 1 cup of all-purpose flour. It does not need to be sifted because the clumps will just eventually bake out when they're baking, but of course you can always sift it if you would like it to be. 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. If you only have one of them, you can do 1/2 teaspoon of that. For example, I only used to have baking soda, so I would do 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I have them combined in this little cute bowl. I don't know if it's a bowl, but yeah. Along with 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You will also need 6 tablespoons of sugar and 6 tablespoons of butter. We'll also need 3/4 cup of milk, and I choose whole milk. I recommend it. If you don't have whole milk, of course, you don't have to use it, but we just have whole milk. So last but not least, you will need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. If you don't like a super strong flavoring, which I kind of like, you can just do 1/2 teaspoon or whatever you feel like. I like 1 teaspoon for these cakes. Alongside, you will need some butter spray or cooking spray, as I have. You can always just grease them with butter, but I like butter wrappers. I guess they're cool, but I like to use the spray. It's much easier and so much easier to handle. But you want to grease them with whatever you have because they will stick if you don't, and then you will have a fail. And let's start baking. So first step, I always like to preheat my oven first. If it takes you a bit longer, I would not recommend doing it first. Like in the middle of when you're doing it is a good time, because or else it will go back down low. So you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And next you want to add your flour, baking powder, and baking soda. Basically all the dry ingredients except for the sugar, because we're going to cream that together with our butter and your salt. Whisk it together until it's well combined. Okay, when you're done with that, set that aside and let's go on to the next step. By usual, cakes have eggs. This recipe has no eggs, so if you have allergies like me, you're fine. No nuts too. I never heard of a nut cake. So here we're gonna cream together our butter and sugar. I need my spatula. You will want a spatula so you can scrape off your butter in case it gets stuck like me. You want it at room temperature. It's easier to cream. If it's frozen, you can still cream it. It's just not the best. So I'm adding my sugar, and we're gonna use my electric mixer. And mix it at a medium, and then go a little bit higher as it goes along. You don't want your butter melted because it doesn't give that nice consistency. So cream together until it's nice and smooth. Next, you can use your vanilla extract if you don't, oh goodness, it leaked. If you don't have vanilla extract, you can use maple syrup or your syrup for pancakes, whatever you use, or waffles. You can also use honey if you really don't have anything. It just gives like a sweetness. Maple syrup kind of substitutes vanilla a bit better, but I still recommend vanilla extract if you have it. It has like the same texture, just not the same flavor because there's no vanilla. I need to wash my hands because I got vanilla on me. So I'm actually going to be using 1/2 teaspoon because I don't like mine too flavorful. I like it a good amount of flavoring, not too much. I actually go with about 1/2 plus 1/4 because I like them to be, as I said, pretty flavorful, but not like 1 teaspoon. That's a little too flavorful for me. And just mix that up with your electric mixer. If you don't have an electric mixer, you can always just use a whisk. My whisk is very out of shape, and I also find the electric mixer easier. So the last step we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate adding the milk and the dry ingredients mixture. And since I'm making roses, I'm gonna be using this pink food coloring because I want them to look like roses. So you're gonna start with the dry and end with the dry. So you're gonna put the dry in 3 parts and the milk in 2. So you go dry, mix. If it gets really messy, you can always scrape it down with your spatula. I'm not talking about an offset spatula, I'm talking about that blue spatula. It's okay if it gets dry, it's how it's supposed to be. Then add about half of your milk. You can just eyeball this part. I'm gonna go dry. By the way, I will link the ingredients and the measurements in the description down below, just in case I'm talking too fast and you didn't hear me. The end result should be a pretty thick consistency, not too thin. See these little chunks in here? They are gonna bake out. If you sift them, they won't happen, most likely. But it's okay if they happen because they'll bake out in the oven. So it should be this consistency. It's nice and smooth. And if you put your whisk or electric mixer on top, it should be able to make like a pattern. So I'm going to be adding a few drops of pink food coloring because I want mine to be pink for my roses. Yours looks like this, it should be good. So you want to tap your mixer to get it, to be clean. That was on accident. Okay, I'm gonna add my little bit of flour that I have. Mix it up. I like to use this technique. I'm not sure if it's really a technique. You can also dab your mixer. Just don't hit it, it'll break. So here we have our batter ready. I have my pink cake batter, and I'm actually just gonna quickly scrape down the sides. You don't really have to do it right now, but like I like to, because sometimes it's hard to get all the batter when you're gonna add it to your cake pan when it's all over the sides. So here is my rose cake pan, and I'm going to simply spray it with my cooking spray. You want to go a little bit extra because they kind of stick a little bit extra. My first attempt trying to make this, it got stuck. Most of them came out, but some of them were really stuck in there, and I think I put a little extra on the others. So I just went ahead and took a napkin or tissue, whatever you have, and wiped down these parts. And I am using an ice cream scoop because this is super easy to do it with an ice cream scoop. So you just scoop it and you plop it in. How easy is that? Plop. Plop. You don't want to fill them 100% to the top because they will be rising, because there's baking soda and baking powder. Whatever you put in them, that's your rising agent for them to be able to rise. And if you heard, I don't think you did, but my oven just finished preheating. So I'm just gonna do that to as much as I can. You can use your spatula to scrape down the sides again so you can get as much batter into these as you can. When they're done, you can of course add like a piece of fruit, and I'm gonna add some sprinkles off camera. You wanna dab it a little bit, it's gonna be a little loud. If your cakes are about this big, I would suggest 14 minutes or so, but if they are like the muffin pans, cupcake pans, I'd say about 13 minutes. 11 to 12 minutes is good. So again, if you missed it in the beginning, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake for about 11, 12, 13, or 14, whatever you choose, and I'm doing 14 minutes. And wait for the deliciousness.
2 hours later.
It should be very hot when it comes out. Be careful, do not burn yourself. I'm just doing a little test here. So if it's not done, which here I'll show you the test, take a toothpick, I'm gonna pick this one, stick it in, comes out clean, it's done. The top should be like a little bit stiff, if you can see. It's like a little crunchy, that's the nice flavor. And it should rise up like, I don't know if it should, but like when you go look, you should go check on it time by time just in case something happens. And if it's like rising up, don't worry, because mine rose, oh goodness. Mine rose up a lot, but then it sank back down because the heat, and it needs to get used to our air, like the colder air, so it'll rise back down. And you want to go pop it in the refrigerator for about, or if, yeah, you can put it in the freezer, whatever you want. Freezer for about, I'd say 10 minutes, and then the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. And I'm gonna go do that because I need to. They're hot.